Hello, this is English with Rick and a lesson about sarcasm. Sarcasm is a form of humor, and you can accomplish sarcasm by saying the opposite of what you mean. And you do it with a mocking tone in your voice. Mocking is when you're making fun of someone and not in a nice way. Mocking sounds just like sarcasm. If you use sarcasm too often, though, people will probably get annoyed. Here's how to sound sarcastic or be sarcastic in English. One thing you can do is change your tone of voice. To do this, you stress certain words to send the opposite meaning. For instance, you could say something like, "Oh, sure, because that's exactly what I wanted to do today. Spend hours in traffic." I stress the word exactly there because it's not exactly what I want to do. Or, "Wow, I just love it when my plans get completely ruined." Stressing love it because I don't love it. You can also exaggerate to sound sarcastic. It's with a dry tone of voice and in sentences like these. "Fantastic. My favorite thing. Another Monday morning." "Great! The meeting that never seems to end. My dream come true." You can also sound sarcastic by understating things. You say less to mean more. This is often done with an adjective that makes something smaller. It goes like this. "That took a little while to finish." Little while is spoken, but that's not what we mean. "Those boxes are a tiny bit heavy." In this case, you need context to understand it, but it means that the boxes are not a tiny bit heavy. They're probably very heavy. You can also, in sarcasm, highlight what you expect versus the reality of a situation. Point out the difference between those two things. In sentences like this, "What a surprise! The price of gas went up again, said no one ever." The thing is, everyone expects the price of gas to go up, so no one ever says what a surprise that is. "Ah, yes, another thrilling evening of waiting on hold for customer service. How delightful." The expectation is if you're on hold, it's going to be an evening of it probably, or a long time, but it's not delightful. That is sarcasm. Sarcasm uses context and tone. This can be a fun way to communicate, but you've got to know the situation and you've got to know who you're speaking with so that the person receives it the way you mean it. When you use sarcasm in a sentence like the one I just said, "Ah, yes, another thrilling evening of waiting on hold for customer service. How delightful." The situation of being on hold while waiting for assistance has happened to all of us, I think. So the context for the sarcasm is understood. I don't think anybody enjoys it. English speakers often use the word thanks in a nasal tone, so it's understood as sarcasm. Try to tell the difference between me saying thanks as sarcastically as I can and not sarcastically. First, I'll start with it not being sarcastic sounding. I just say thanks. If I want to say thanks in a sarcastic way, it sounds more like this. Thanks. Can you hear the difference? There's a nasal tone to the second time I said it. All languages that use sarcasm do it by stressing a syllable in a sentence. Stress is one of three ways that you can indicate sarcasm by changing the way you speak, and here are the three ways. Stress. By emphasizing specific words, it changes the meaning. So in sarcasm, if you stress particular words, that highlights the opposite meaning. As an example, "Oh, you're really helping me out." Notice I emphasized really, but that means the opposite, that the person isn't helping me at all. Here's another sentence that uses stress to indicate the difference between the word that when you're using it, what it normally means, and that you're using it to mean the opposite. "Thanks a lot for the advance warning." Here, lot is stressed. That suggests that no advance warning was ever received. Changing your pitch means that you're speaking in a higher frequency sometimes and a lower frequency sometimes. And this can add complexity to your sarcasm. So a higher pitch might send the listener the idea that you are enthusiastic or disbelieving. And a lower pitch could indicate mild disrespect or mockery. For example, a high pitch. Oh, wonderful. Just what I needed. Expressing the exaggerated enthusiasm sarcastically is wonderful, saying it in a high pitch. As an example of low pitch being used for sarcasm, here's a sentence. Oh, how thoughtful of you. This is giving someone a sarcastic pitch and the feeling that someone's being sarcastic with a touch of dislike or disbelief. Changing your tone can also tell somebody that you're using sarcasm. So this is the sound you make when you speak, and it can include pitch, but it also includes quality and the strength of your voice. And changing your tone can add depth to your sarcasm. As examples, here's a normal statement not using tone to indicate sarcasm. That's a fantastic idea. Now, to say that sarcastically, you could say something like, oh, that's a fantastic idea. The tone in O is longer. These shifts in tone let the listener know that you're being sarcastic. Combining stress and pitch variation emphasizes the difference between what you normally think that word means and how you're actually using it and what it means when you're being sarcastic. That difference in meaning is sarcasm. Sarcasm can be a lot of fun and can really take your English to a higher level. It's also important that you understand when you hear sarcasm. Till next time.